Third video on the integrated development environment for RStudio, and the second one that looks at the different windows within RStudio. Last time we looked at the console window, and this time we're going to look at the script window. Now last time we were talking about how we can interact directly with the R interpreter through the console window. So we can type all of the commands that we want to manipulate and visualize data in here, but it's a lot more efficient if we do it in the context of a program as a script. In the script, we can include all the different commands that we want to use in the same file, and we can run them all at the same time as well. If we want to modify them slightly, it's just a question of making a change within the script itself, and it will change it forever. It'll be stored in some place, a program that we call it. So scripts, they are also known as programs. They're basically just text files, and they are filled with a series of commands and text. There's actually two kinds of text that we have in our programs. One is the text that we write for ourselves or for other people who might use the program. We call them comments, and they're prefixed by a number sign. So if we put a number sign, R won't read anything after that, but we can read it. Here it says, a program to help in getting started with R. Zachary Patterson, February 2019. That's the type of information we put typically. Then we can begin with the rest of our commands. What I've got here, my first comment is remove all objects. So I always like to do this. I remove any information, any data that might be stored within our R environment, which we'll be talking about next time. But you can see already that the environment is empty, so we'll still use that anyway. All the same, it's just a good habit to clean things up before you get started. So how do we actually run a command in the R script, in the R script window? Well, we could, if we wanted to, we could just copy the command and put it in the console and then run it. But that's kind of tedious because we can just run it directly from our script. So instead of copying and then putting it and running it in our interpreter, we'll just highlight it and press Command and Return, and it runs our code. So we'll see here at the bottom in the interpreter that command has been run. Since it's all blue and there's no red error text, everything has gone fine, and the command has been run. This one isn't a very interesting command. One that's a lot more interesting is this one here. With R, we're often interested in doing data analysis. So if we're going to do data analysis, either statistical analysis or we want to make graphs, we need to have data to use. So one way that we do that, one common way that we do it, especially in the context of this course, is to read data in from somewhere else, normally a file. So that's what we're going to do here. We have our comment, read in travel data, and we're going to create an object. It's going to be called tdata, travel data, and we're going to assign to that object, tdata, the contents of this file here, travel data sample.csv. In order to do that, we use this function, read.csv. So it's a function that reads .csv files. CSV files are comma-separated variable files. And its argument, the additional information we have to give to the function itself in order for it to be able to do what it's supposed to do, its argument here is simply the path to the data file. So the path is the structure, the folder structure within your computer that gives you the location of a file. So here we've got, it might say users, and then Zachary, documents, R for herbs 362. There's an input file, an input folder rather, and then the file itself, travel data sample. If I highlight this command and press Command and Enter, or Control and Enter if you're on Windows, we can see again that in the console, the command has been sent, and then it's blue, so that's all good. Oh, we've got this old command that's stuck there, but that's okay. So we run this. We ran this command. It worked fine, and because there's no red, and we can see that in the Environment tab that we'll talk about next time, we have this object, tdata, and it has 267 observations and 7 variables. We'll talk about the Environment and History tab in our next video.